Welcome to Backstage with Richard Ridge, as Disney's smash musical hit Aladdin, which continues to dazzle and delight audiences, gets ready to celebrate its first anniversary on Broadway here at the New Amsterdam Theater. I sit with the show's 4 stars, Adam Jacobs, Courtney Reed, Jonathan Freeman, and James Monroe Iglehart, to talk about their magical ride with Aladdin.
Just about everybody has an obsession with Disney. Mine began when I was 5. I was taken to Mary Poppins on the big screen, and then I wanted to be Dick Van Dyke. That changed everything for me.
Wow, look at
So
that.
I was like, for each of you, what was that obsessive Disney moment for each of you when you were like, oh my God?
Oh my God.
Bare Necessities was the first one.
Yeah?
Jungle Book. And all of the characters that I seem to gravitate towards are these energetic people who kind of grow into something else. You know, Baloo is kind of shiftless at the beginning, and all of a sudden grows into responsibility. Goofy is another one who seems to be just wild and crazy, but there's always this heart about him. The Genie as well. He's a showman and nuts and just goes into characters, but deep down, all he wants to do is be loved and be a friend to someone. So those characters are the ones that I gravitated to when I was a kid. Those are the ones that had grabbed me, and to this day, I'm obsessed with them.
Sure. Jonathan, for you?
I think mine was a combination of a lot of different characters because I grew up in a time when I had to go to the movie theater to see them. And I can tell you like the 5 characters that I was drawn to, and they were Maleficent, Captain Hook, not necessarily in this order because I can't remember the order, the queen that transforms into the witch. Did I say Captain Hook?
You did.
Yeah. Stromboli in Pinocchio.
Yeah.
And I think there's somebody I'm missing. Anyway.
You have a villain thing happening.
Well, yeah, I mean, I was always, that's the thing, I was always attracted to them. It was attractive to me, and I've said this before, there's something about, most of the Disney villains have this certain cruel beauty to them. Yeah. Even the ones that are slobs, they still have this kind of vanity to them, you know? And the transformative qualities that they have, and or the vanity, I don't know, there's just something about them that were very appealing to me. And I think I identified pretty early that it pushed things, you know? You have to have a strong villain, or you don't have a good story, because the story needs something to push against.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I like the energy. I like the energy of the villain characters pushing back somehow. I like that dynamic, and it appealed to me from the time I was a little kid. You know, I was always like running around with a pillow on my head or something, like screaming at my sisters, you know, like that.
Wait on me.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it. Courtney, for you?
Oh gosh, it was always the princesses.
Yeah.
Always the princesses. I probably sang Part of Your World from Little Mermaid like every day. Because, you know, it was like I was always drawn to the princess ballads.
Yeah.
You know, and it was just funny. I have a memory of, I don't know why I used to sing it with my friend. Like, she would just sit there and like listen to me sing. I was thinking like, what was I? Oh, here, girl. Listen to me sing for a second. Okay. Isn't it neat? You know, and just, you know, seeing her singing those big notes through the little hole in her cavern cave thingy. I mean, it was just like, and her, like, watch and you'll see. You know, just all of that, and just, you know, being all dramatic with it. Oh, that's just ridiculous. It's because, you know, I couldn't sing Whole New World by myself. That's a duet. Yeah. But and then seeing Jasmine, because then I felt like, you know, I can be a princess too, because I look like her. And that was the first time I felt like that. And you know, being this is gonna get a little deep for 2 seconds, but you know, being like growing up in a predominantly like Caucasian community, and being ethnic, you know, I kind of didn't want to, I just wanted to be like everybody else. So to have that character as a princess,
Yeah.
I felt like, hey, maybe I don't need to be like everybody else. She's doing just fine, and she's sassy, and she's, you know, holding her own. So maybe I can be like that. Yeah, you never know. Like, you know, it's like when you're a kid, you don't really think, oh, this like really impacted me until you grow up and you say, well, it really did.
Yeah.
That's totally true.
And for you?
You know, I was always taken into the world of Disney by all the films. Mowgli, you know, such a little brown boy running around. Hey, it was like me running around as a kid. And Aladdin, the world that Disney created with the music and everything, and running away from guards and sword fighting, and which every boy was just drawn to, which I know I was. And I fell in love with the world of it, with every show, and I would sort of reimagine them in my living room or at the playground, and I would recruit other friends and we would reenact scenes. You know, it's just sort of what you do.
Yeah.
It's just what you do. And it had such an impact on my childhood, and I can't imagine my life without Disney as a child. You know what I mean? Like,
no way.
For anybody.
for imagination and all that stuff.
It's the power of story.
Storytelling,
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, and they do it really well and really clearly.
Yeah.
So, as a kid, you can latch on to it, but even as an adult, you know, the power of story, it's a very powerful thing.
Yeah.
Whether it's a real life horror that you're watching on CNN, or, you know, some new book that you're reading, or the power of, like, you know, you and Lamb Chop.
Oh yeah, that's funny.
But it's very powerful. I mean, look, you're so engrossed when you talk about those things, you know, it means something.
It was funny because you know you watch the Disney films as a kid or as a teenager, and they mean something to you then. And then you go back and you watch them as an adult, and you watch the same film, and you find something different about it. And I think that's what's kind of fun about it. When Disney does something, there are different levels. Like when the kids come see our show, they are taken in by the colors, by the magic, by the funny actions or things. But the parents that see it, they're taken in by something else. They're taken in by the love story. It's amazing how many men, how many strong, real, like the real men, they hear "Proud of Your Boy" and crumble because that song means something to them.
Yes.
Or the young ladies, when they hear behind these palace walls, it touches them sometimes. The little girls see a princess, but the ladies, they get it. They see it. That metaphor of being trapped, of wanting to be more in a world, you know, dominated by men. They want to be more, and it's wonderful how Disney has these layers that anybody can come and see our production or go see one of the films, and they can get a whole different meaning out of it. So the kids can enjoy it, the parents can enjoy it, and it's just kind of fun. It's fun to watch them get that experience.
They've got that formula down. Everybody can have a wonderful time at their shows.
That's true.
I want to ask you a personal question. I want to go back to the beginning for a second. What was that defining moment for each of you when you said to yourselves, I want to be an actor? Do you remember that moment?
You know, I think in the 7th grade when I was playing Oliver, and I was sitting on the edge of the auditorium stage, and all the parents are out there, and I'm singing, "Where is Love?" And I'm singing that song. And I had freckles all over my face. I think I painted on. I think that was sort of the moment where I said, you know, this is something new, something special, and something that means something to me. And then really in high school is where everything solidified, and I had a great teacher and who really supported me and mentored me, and that's what you really need. If you're lucky enough to have that, you can have somebody who can really get behind you, and I was lucky to have that.
Yeah. Courtney, for you.
Okay, this is crazy because
Yeah.
mine is kind of like yours. Okay. I wasn't playing Oliver, I was playing Annie, obviously. And they powdered my face a lot. And they also drew in freckles. And I wore a crazy red curly wig. And it was a moment, I think, when I was singing Tomorrow. Away with a hand up, and people were just living, and I just thought, wow, this is making me happy, it's making everyone else happy. I might do this for a living. And then, I think and so my parents were like, no, why do you want to be an actor? And then it just worked out. But I think it's got solidified in high school as well. But it's weird. Oliver, Annie.
I love that.
That's crazy.
Jonathan, for you.
Love to see that.
I have videos. I'll bring them in.
When I was 7, I went to see a touring show, the children's show with my parents, and I thought to myself, but didn't verbalize it. I think I might like to do that. I might be good at that, And then my grandparents took me to see the first national tour of Flower Drum Song, and I was like, I want to do that. And the reason I wanted to do it was because of everything, all the stuff. There wasn't a character in that show that I could ever possibly play. I'm not Asian. There's no way that, but the show was so appealing to me. And there was a moment, I can't even tell you when it was, when smoke came onto the stage, and someone came down a slide, I think, and then there was a number called Fan Tan Fanny, and all of a sudden the fans were automatically opening and closing on the girls, and it was like, I want to do this, I want to be in the show, I want to be in show business, And I think that was it. But it was I first had thinking about it, and thinking, I don't know, what is that? What are people doing up there? Why are people walking around and doing a weird thing? And then seeing something spectacular, it's like, that's it.
Yeah.
Done.
James.
Mine was fun. I wanted to be a performer since I was 4 years old, because I used to sing in church. But as far as being an actor, I fought it. I fought it so long. I knew I was going to be a performer, but I fought being an actor because my dad was an actor. And everybody was like, oh, you're going to be like your dad. I was like, no, I will not. I think it really wasn't until college that I made the decision to actually be an actor. Somewhere all through high school, I acted and everything, but I just knew I was still going to be a rapper. I was still going to be on the BET Awards, with some R&B thing. I knew that was going to happen. And I got to college, and of all things, I was second gun carrier from the left in Oklahoma. And I went, oh man, I like this. I really, really like this. And my mom knew at the end of the show. My mom was like, "You're gonna do this, huh?" And I was like, "Yep, I'm switching majors." And that was when I always knew, but I fought it for so long. And it was like college, and I was like, "Okay, I'm an actor." And my dad was like, "Told you so." they all knew. I was the only one that was like trying to.
I think it's genetic.
With my family, yeah, you're either hitting somebody on the gridiron or you're on the stage. You're either knocking somebody over or you're singing people over. One or two. My family, there is no
knocking them out with
I love the different shows that there's all the changing for changed it all for you. Your story about getting cast in The Lion King. I love that story. Did you audition for like 8 years?
I did. It was over the course. It wasn't every single year that I went. Yeah, it was back like freshman year in college. The music director, Joe Church, saw me do Songs for a New World at college. And he afterwards said, you should come and audition for Simba. I was like, oh, yeah, totally. And it's something I didn't know that was happening at the time, but when he told me, I was like, of course, I love that movie. I want to do it. So I went in, and I was horrible. Like, I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know how to audition yet. I didn't know what.
Do you know what you sang?
I think I sang from the show. I sang Endless Night. And I'm sure I botched the words, I think. And I was so nervous, and I was scrawny. I wasn't ready. And I came back the next year, and then a couple of years after that. And each time Mark Brandon from Vineyard Casting was there, and he would sort of give me notes, and I would work on them for the next time. And then over the course of, like I said, 8 years, I would let it go for a while, and then I'd come back to it. And it took that much time for me to sort of mature into the role. I remember putting on a lot of weight. I was working out a lot for Mamma Mia. And then right after that is when I got cast. I suddenly looked more like, a lion or something, whatever a lion, a muscular, powerful lion looks like. Yeah. So it was.
So much ammo.
I know. I play a lot of shirtless roles. That's just part of what I do.
But you persevered. I love that.
I
You
did.
wanted that.
I did. I wanted
and you
it.
got it.
And it's crazy how just, it just goes to show that if you really do persevere and stick it out, that you can succeed in it.
Sure.
And he was good. He was good.
He saw me.
Great.
He saw me.
So did I.
We went to go see that. We were like, because we knew he was great as Aladdin.
Yeah.
When we saw him as Simba, we were like, he's really good.
Oh yeah.
It was
He's
so
swinging
good.
on a rope.
Right. Oh, it was so good. It was so good.
Yeah.
Whose dressing room is the big hub backstage? Is there one dressing room you run in and out of certain times during the night? I look at you too.
Well, mine is on the right on the stairwell, so people come and go a lot. I always have my door open, and I have sometimes tangerines outside or some treats for people coming walking in and out.
You don't always
But-
have it open.
And
Job is coming.
Don't lie.
Oh my god.
So yours is the big dressing room. What about yours?
I'd
Yeah,
say
it's the hub, I think.
Yeah, I think he's scared of coming to my dressing room because it's so princessy.
it's so pink. It's so
It's like-
pink.
Her
He was like
dressing room
stands
is literally, I mean, it is Polly Pocket in there. I mean,
Polly Pocket.
jeez.
Pocket.
It was just the.
You know Polly Pocket?
No.
When they
It's
go
a
open
little
the,
toy when you
there's
open,
like a house.
you open up in
Yeah.
like a little orange. You open up and it's a house in the orange. You open her door and you're just like, there's so much color in here.
There's like a canopy,
Yeah.
and then there's just my collection of Jasmine dolls.
It's a princess
everywhere.
dressing room.
It's a
It's
princess
so
dressing
princess
room.
dressing room.
And so he gets scared to come into my dressing room. He sometimes doesn't know where to sit.
It's like a Disney
You know,
ride. It's like
it
a
is.
Disney theme room.
Yeah,
I'm not
he's
going
like,
in
oh
there.
gosh, what's happening? So
You know what you can touch? No, okay.
I tend to go to his room because it is kind of like it is the hangout. Plus you have a TV.
I got TV.
I love it. He's got
And
the
the
TV.
couch. Got the
And
couch
and
TV.
the TV, and you could see the outside
It's man
world in
cave.
his
The
dressing
man
room.
cave.
Oh, and
the Broadway
I have
man
the
cave.
one with the window. I got the only
Yeah,
dressing
The
room.
only dressing room with a window into the outside
Yes.
world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long does it take each of you to get ready before you go on? I mean, makeup, costume, everything. How long is the preparation for each of you?
45 minutes, I think, for me. With warming up and everything, about hour to 45 minutes. I can do
You
it.
do it 45.
Yeah.
I do it in half an hour. Half an hour. But if somebody comes in and talks to me for 2 minutes, throwing off my game. I'm like, oh no, wait, I'm late.
The show's
And then I'm
starting
getting-
late.
Yeah. So half hour, like.
If you have a half hour straight through. Okay. Jonathan?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it's a lot. I have an hour and a half call, and it's really mostly because of scheduling. I mean, I can do it in an hour probably, but it involves, it's not just me, like it involves a lot of other people, a makeup
Sure.
person, a hair person, my dresser, and it's a lot of, it's a lot of makeup and pinning and strapping and corseting.
I love it.
It's a lot, it's
a
okay.
lot.
Mine is it's hard to say all at once. I guess it's about an hour because it's cut into pieces. I have one look at the top of the show, and then I have another look in the middle of the show. So I have like about a 40-minute prep. Actually, that's not true, but a 10-minute prep before to put just to make me look like the first song, and then all of a sudden we have a 20-minute prep. It's the costume and all the cuffs and all that kind of stuff. So altogether, I guess if you would put it all together, probably mine's only about 45 minutes, really.
We could probably do it in 10 minutes if we weren't in the makeup room at the
If
same
we weren't,
time.
right, we're sitting in the we're sitting in the makeup chairs together, and literally, if there is a hub, if Adam's room is the hub for certain people, the main hub of the theater
Makeup.
is the makeup
It's
wing.
always
the
makeup
We are always there. It is the place where everybody talks the most mess. That's where all
like
the
a
stories
barbershop.
are told.
Sure.
It's that's where everything
The Aladdin
is happening.
beauty shop.
Literally,
totally.
that's where
I love
everything is
it.
happening in the beauty shop.
I love it, the Aladdin beauty shop. What is the last thing each of you do before you hit the stage each night? What's that last thing you do?
Oh, the last thing.
I do a prayer circle downstairs.
Okay.
With a couple of the actors, and we basically just get together and just try to say a nice prayer for the show, and then we step on stage and do our thing.
Jonathan, the last thing you do before you hit the stage?
Last thing I do is probably, at the end of all that stuff, is put on my turban and look in the mirror and convince myself that it's the guy. That's probably it.
Showtime.
Yeah.
Showtime.
Courtney, last thing you do.
I sing
Checks her
from,
Twitter.
I
Just
sing,
kidding.
shut up. After checking my Instagram,
Why not? I'm checking Twitter. Checking
I
Instagram.
respond to all of my Instas, and then, no, I sing through my song every day. Because I always sing through it and I go, did I hit it? Okay, I'm ready. Yep.
And then you check your Twitter account.
And then I check it again. Because I missed the 5 people that had just tweeted me since.
I love that.
I'm just joking.
I know.
They just they
Not
were
really.
joking.
Not really.
I got my workout thing, so I try to get a little pump, right? I go and shake the Sultan's hand. I always wish him a good show, and he wishes me a good show. And then I'm usually with my 3 friends, Bab, Kakamar, and Kasim, and we're backstage, and we're chatting a bit, and just trying to get each other's headspace, and wish each other a good show.
Yeah.
And then it's just time to go. We just do it. It's like being shot out of a cannon, especially for me, because I go right into one jump. So
Sure.
I'm usually doing jumping jacks, push-ups, and then
Yeah, I
and
see you
go.
doing the push-ups. Do you ever see me seeing you doing the push-ups?
No.
Because you're
I
doing
was like, there's
push-ups.
Adam again doing the push-ups. Now he's hanging from the thing.
Oh,
right
well,
now he's on stage.
Because sometimes I'm on stage warming, because I'm behind the.
He's on stage.
I'm on stage waiting to
Push-ups.
come on, and so there's like some rungs up there. I'll like pull myself up, do a couple of those. I'll just run in place, and then I run out from behind the door and jump up on the cart.
Well, it's fun because I have
What
to
do you do?
introduce all of them.
Yeah.
And introducing Adam is my favorite one.
Hey.
Because there's a reason. Because everybody else comes out and they go, they do their thing and they have a little moment. Adam has the awesomest abs in the world. So when he comes out and I say, pitiless nobody, pah, abs, and I wait for that moment every single night. Because I can hear the breath of the ladies just being sucked out. Because I'm so close to them, I was like, and a pitiless nobody, pow. And it's just a beautiful moment. It's just,
It's a beautiful moment.
You just
Michelle.
wait for it. Oh, God.
I thought you were talking about the breath being sucked out by Adam while he's flexing.
No,
It's a combination of
It's a transfer of breath.
the audience and yours meet.
That's right.
I love that.
Adam, we objectify you because we love you.
It's okay.
Okay.
I'll take it.
This has been the best. As you're getting ready to begin your 2nd year on Broadway together in Aladdin, what are you looking forward to the most?
This.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just more fun. I will say, I've been in some shows,
Yeah.
and I'm very blessed to have been on Broadway before. But this is the nicest, most loving, most humorous cast ever.
Yes.
We laugh all the time.
Yeah.
There is not a sad day. I mean, there's sad days like if someone, if we have recently we have some new folks coming in who we love. We have some family members who went on to do other shows. But most of the time, we are just constantly being silly, and we have to run back to our dressing rooms to warm up because we're always in other people's dressing rooms being silly, like, oh, we still have a show to do.
Yeah.
It's just like fun to come to work to talk to people.
I think we have Casey to thank for that a little bit
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. He knew.
It's okay to be silly, and it makes a big
I
difference.
think he said that in rehearsals. The show is not serious. Nothing in the show is that serious.
Yeah.
And that always stuck with me. Having the responsibility of telling the story.
Yeah.
It was kind of hard in the beginning to find that balance between, really acting, but not acting, and also being free. To sort of break the fourth wall and find moments where I can get the audience to like Aladdin. And so, I think being with James has sort of opened that door up for me. I have to tell you, the other day we the whole blue and black, white and gold thing. He throws that in there, and he's
It
like.
stops the show.
Stops the show. He's asking the audience. He's like, "What do you see? Do you see black, blue, and gold?" Everybody cracks up, and it's like at the end of the show. But it's that sort of thing that he keeps it very fresh, and I love, not knowing what's going to happen. That's the beauty of live theater.
Yeah. My final question is, what is the best bit of advice that you've each been given, either personally or professionally, that you live by?
Ooh.
My dad told me years ago, there is no can't. There is no can't. And if you tell yourself that you can't do something, you can. But if you tell yourself that you can, you can. And so I kind of live by the thing of, you know, there is no can't. There is, I can't do that. No, yes you can. Yes you can. And with this show, that definitely pushes me. Because, you know, you never know. It's like, oh wow, the voice is feeling kind of crunchy tonight. Can I do that? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Go out there and perform and do your thing, and the people will love it. So I live by the there is no can't.
Great advice. Jonathan, for you.
I think don't look back. You know, it's all like forward motion. You can't get anywhere. You just have to go forward. I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you today otherwise. I mean, you know, because it's not easy. Anyone would tell you that, and you know that from all these years. You know it's not easy. So, yeah, just don't look back. Just keep forward motion.
I love that. Courtney, for you.
This is a hard question, but you know, Casey once told me, he pulled me aside one day and he said, you know, I don't want you to say really anymore. And like when I would tell you something that's a compliment, like don't say really, because just believe that what I'm saying is true. Believe that you are amazing. Believe that all these things, because, you know, sometimes in this industry, it's hard because with all of the positive feedback that you'll get from, you know, people at the stage door or whatever it is, you might get some negative feedback at the stage door or from people because you can't make everybody happy. But you always still have to believe in yourself. And so he actually taught me that to apply that in my daily life too. You know, it's like if somebody gives you a compliment, say thank you and believe in yourself and I try to do that. I don't always do it, but I try to, and I think that's I think it's a good lesson.
It's a great lesson, and it's hard for us to do.
It is really hard.
It really is hard to take in a compliment.
Yeah.
And you deserve them all.
Oh, thank you.
For you.
Yeah, I think a great man named Michael James Scott would say every Saturday on the PA, you know, if you can't love yourself, how the hell are you going to love somebody else?
Yes, true.
Can I get an amen?
Amen!
Everybody screams amen. That was every Saturday night. And that's definitely true. The other thing my dad would say to me when I was a kid, 90% is just showing up, right? That goes along with the whole perseverance thing of, you know, getting the job that I wanted. It's convincing yourself to go and stick it out and to persevere. And if you can do that, then you're 90% there.
Yeah.
So that's what I've learned.
Well, I remember a year ago at the hotel interviewing you all as you were just coming to New York with Aladdin. I remember that day so vividly in my head. I'm so happy to be sitting with the four of you here a year later. You were in one of the biggest hits in New York, so well deserved. You were all the best at what you do, and thank you for taking the time to sit with me tonight. I've had the best time.
Yay, thank you.